Good day. Dream Inspire, Dream Properties. This is Elias, and always, as I'm telling you, and I'll keep telling you that we have some people who have done a lot in their life. They started with zero, but they end up with a lot of money. Yacht business, hotel business, gold, properties. No way. This is Costa. My name is Elias, running you with this Dream Inspire, one of the best in the world, the future. Costa Tin Piechotto.
Yes,
Correctly.
yes.
Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Before introducing yourself,
Mm,
I'll just ask you straight away
mm,
from Zimbabwe
mm-hmm,
to the world, South
mm-hmm,
Africa,
mm-hmm,
different areas,
mm-hmm.
now in Dubai.
Yes.
How did it happen?
Well, it's been a very long journey. You have to know that my mother is from South Africa. My
Okay.
father is from Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
And when during apartheid, my mother moved to Zimbabwe
Mhm.
because it was a safer place to be.
Mhm.
And then when things started to go really bad in Zimbabwe, then
Mhm.
she moved to the United States of
Okay.
America.
Mhm.
This is where I got a chance to understand how economics work
Mhm. Mhm.
and big finance and big
Mhm.
money.
Mhm.
And so my dreams started to look different.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So in Zimbabwe,
Mm.
take us to the journey from Zimbabwe. I
Mm.
believe you went somewhere else,
Mhm.
working there in a
Mhm.
corporate world.
Yes.
Then from there, you find yourself in Dubai.
Yes. So when I was 17, my mother, who works in the medical sector, she got a job in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
So I moved with her and my sisters, and then I finished high school and I went to university
Mm.
in California, Sacramento, California. There, I didn't know what I wanted to do because my father was a businessman,
Okay.
and I spent a lot of time with him, and I
Mhm.
wanted to be in business.
Mhm.
But at the same time, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. So I started to do that thing.
Uh-huh.
And after 4 years, almost when I was about to complete my pre-medical degree,
Uh-huh.
I realized this is not going to be for me.
Okay.
And then I lost my brother,
Uh-huh.
and so I just thought to myself, you know what?
Mhm.
Why should I? Um, why should I do something which I know it's not for me? So I remember having to call my dad to say I'm done with this,
Okay.
and then I literally dropped out of college,
Uh-huh.
and I later came back to study after many years.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So in South Africa,
Mm.
that because that's another, there could be a full episode talking to
Yes,
you about the
yes,
Zimbabwe, South
yes,
Africa,
yes,
US, UK.
yeah,
That a lot of mix
yeah.
there.
There's a lot of things in it.
Costa is a businessman, one
Yes,
of the successful businessmen in Dubai,
hope
but in
so.
the world, I could tell,
Yes, I hope so. Yeah.
because you are doing something internationally.
Yes, yes,
Take us little. You were first coming here in Dubai. What
yes.
attracted you?
Okay,
How did you come? And
okay.
what made you come here?
Very good, interesting story. I was not supposed to come to Dubai
Mm,
because my wife, she's from South Africa. We
mm,
were living in South Africa. I had a very good career working in a bank, and we were doing very well. I had a senior position.
mm,
So when she started to talk about getting recruited and interviewing for Emirates Airlines,
okay.
I was against the entire idea because I said to her, well, you don't need any of those things.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
have whatever we have here and we're happy.
Yes.
And at the time, I was in construction with my cousin. And so that business was starting to do very well. We used to
Uh-huh.
do scaffolding rentals. So
Okay.
there was a lot of construction happening in South Africa.
Uh-huh.
And so there was a lot of business for us.
Mm,
And so
mm,
for me, it just doesn't make any sense.
mm-hmm.
However, you know women, and I thank God for her, but she still went ahead and they gave her the job.
Okay.
So when she started working in Dubai, she would spend as much time as a cabin crew. She comes,
Mm,
and then whenever she has time off, she comes to South Africa.
mm,
And of course, she took a lot of flights to South Africa so we could be together.
mm.
And so many times she would invite me. I mean, she invited all my family. They came to Dubai. They had a great time. She
Okay.
invited all her family. They came to Dubai and had a great time.
Okay.
But I was resisting
What made you to resist?
because of ignorance. I just didn't bother to research what is Dubai, what it's about,
Mhm.
and I just thought that it's a desert and there's nothing for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Then who pushed you to decide?
She tricked me.
How?
So remember, she works for the airlines, and we were married in the Seychelles.
Okay.
So when we were doing our anniversary, wedding anniversary, we decided we were going to go to Mauritius.
Okay.
So she routed the flight to come through. Well,
Dubai.
all the flights actually they route through. They come through here.
Yeah.
And when I got here, I had no ticket to continue
Mhm.
to go back to South Africa. She canceled the ticket. So when I went to the ticketing desk, they gave me my visa and they told me, "Welcome to Dubai."
So you came.
Mm.
That was which year, if I may know?
This is now, I've been in Dubai for almost 14 years. So we're looking at
Wow.
20, what is it, 2010, I think?
2009, around
Yeah,
there.
oh
Yes,
nine,
yeah,
10,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Mm. So you came here, and your life when you meet here, you
Yes,
just meet, you start meeting people,
yes,
you make decisions. I think to work or to invest. What were the
yes.
first which came to your mind?
Well, the good thing is that when I came here,
Mm.
I was obviously very impressed by the
Mm.
infrastructure. I was happy now to join my wife.
Okay.
So the most important thing was to be with my wife.
Okay.
So I decided that I was going to resign,
Mm-hmm.
which was a very difficult thing.
Totally.
Um, but when I remember when I told my boss at the time in South Africa that I was moving to Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that he got excited for me
Mm-hmm.
instead of being sad.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think he was a little bit envious, like
Yeah.
you know, because he had come with his family to Dubai many times.
Okay.
So when I got here, I just wanted to be with my wife and to see what this place is about.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I got here and I spent about a month. I was not interested in work. I was not interested in anything. I just wanted to see the place and enjoy the place because she was working. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there was no pressure for me, and we had no
Okay.
children at the time.
Okay. But you have the thought,
Hmm.
the ignorance which you had before,
Yes,
that you were thinking this is a desert.
yes,
When you came here,
uh,
you saw something different, or still
completely.
you saw the desert.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So one of the first things that we did
Mm.
is we went to the desert to do a desert
Safari.
safari.
Yeah.
So that's when I realized that is the desert. This is Dubai.
What came first, investing or working as a corporate steward here in Dubai?
Yes. So obviously we're living in South Africa,
Mhm.
but because of the exchange rates,
Mhm.
we were much poorer to be able to afford to invest because the currency is different.
Mhm.
But we had a good life there. But when you come to Dubai, you have to now, everything is much more expensive because
Mm.
the money over there is less.
Mhm.
And I studied finance and I'm a banker by career.
Okay.
So I looked for work. And coincidentally, my first job was in this exact building that we're in here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As a banker or somebody else?
I was working as an insurance broker
Okay.
for a UK, British insurance company.
Venture. Okay. Okay.
So that's how I started,
Mhm.
and it was a great job, and I met a lot of people,
Mm.
and so I naturally, because when you've been in Dubai for a couple of years,
Mm.
you're on LinkedIn, and
Mm.
people they see you, and then I got they call it a recruitment call, and coincidentally, it was from South Africa because the bank which I eventually joined, HSBC Bank,
Uh-huh.
their recruitment office is in South Africa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get a call from South Africa,
Uh-huh.
and the lady said that we've seen you on LinkedIn, and we would like for you to apply for this such and such a job.
Mhm.
And then I thought it was a scam,
Mm.
so I said, okay, no problem. Here's my email address. Send me everything, and we'll see if what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they sent it, and it was official.
Mhm.
And I told my wife, and she got excited, and Of course, HSBC is a global bank.
Well, of course, totally. Yeah.
So I did the 3 rounds of interviews and I joined.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
as a senior banking officer, and I was doing investment banking. That was my job.
Mm-hmm. Corporate world.
Mm.
Later, you just quit the corporate world.
Yes,
Many people were inspired of these kind of stories because they
yes,
come here doing these normal jobs in
hmm,
corporate,
mm.
but they don't believe that can I be an investor
Yes,
some days.
yes.
From that corporate world, how did you switch yourself to be an investor?
Okay.
Because as I told you before when we were opening this show, he's an investor currently. He's not in that corporate world as a worker,
Mm.
yacht businessman,
Mm.
gold and diamonds
Mhm.
businessman.
Mm.
What else did I miss
We
there?
do payments as well. We have a payments business as well.
So from that corporate world,
Hmm.
how did you switch?
Yes, very interesting. Okay, my father
Mhm.
was a business person, and I spent a lot of time with him when I was younger. So I always knew I wanted to be into business. It's just that I felt that I needed to learn how to do business in a different way
Okay.
because he was a typical African businessman.
Uh,
He does business, not much accounting.
uh,
He makes money, but he doesn't think about corporate governance and those sorts of issues. So
mhm.
I wanted to sort of like do a bit better than him.
Okay.
So this was a natural thing. I had been in business before. My first business in the United States, I used to sell T-shirts and sneakers online
Okay.
on a website called eBay.
But the time which you were telling me, those times, it was 1990 something or 2020 something.
This is now the year 2000.
The online thing was not
Yes,
that famous that
yes,
time, I think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had a friend of mine.
Hmm.
He used to go to China,
Ah,
and
okay.
during those times, nobody really knew about China as a place.
Yeah.
And when he would go to China, they had the Nikes and the Jordans, and you could get them at a fraction of the price you could buy them in a store.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So he's one day I came into his car. He had a lot of shoes. He had my size. I mean, I wear a very big size, which is rare. And he could sell me any Jordan pair, anything which I wanted at a fraction of Foot Locker,
Yeah.
which is the store that we buy shoes from in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
So then, naturally, as a friend, he explained to me, he showed me the margins, and I started to join.
Ah, okay.
Then we made a website, and then eBay came along.
Okay. Getting back again here in
Yes,
Dubai.
yes,
You acquired you invested through salary or
yes,
something else.
yes, yes.
How?
I was fortunate because my wife was working. She had a
Mhm.
good job,
Mhm.
working for a good company,
Mhm.
and I was working for a good company.
Mhm.
We didn't have any children. So most of the money that we made, we were able to save it. We
Mm.
wanted to buy a house here.
Mhm.
We wanted to stay here. We
Mhm.
wanted to have kids here.
Mhm.
So we knew we had to be very smart with the money that we were making. So
Mm.
I probably can say that 80% of the money which we were making, we were just saving.
Mhm.
Um, and through those savings,
Okay.
because obviously as a banker, the only thing you can do in your early years is to save money. If you plan on investing, you have to
Yeah.
save.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we were very aggressive at saving,
Mhm.
and we were very fortunate because when you work for a company like Emirates, you get a lot of discounts on a lot of things. So when we go to a restaurant, we get up to 40% discount.
Mhm.
If you buy clothes and shoes, we were getting 90% discount on our flights. So we were able to
Whoa.
travel to many places in the world
Whoa. Whoa.
for
Whoa. Whoa.
very minimal amount of money. So it was easy for us to be able to save because you got two people working, earning good money,
Uh-huh.
but no other real commitment.
So I could tell that it's you started your journey of investment here in
Mm.
Dubai in an
Yeah.
easy way.
Yes, I can say that for
Wow.
sure.
After investing,
Mm.
you are now on the investment part, not in
Yes,
the corporate world.
yes.
What were the challenges which you were facing?
So business is very difficult.
Mhm.
It's very, very difficult because um, now you don't get a salary anymore.
Mhm.
Now you don't have a manager anymore.
Yeah.
Now you don't have anybody to set the strategy for you.
Yeah.
And so essentially, the challenges were many. Uh, what I did is that I kind of did a soft landing. which is I started the company
Mhm.
while I was working.
Okay.
Okay, which is technically not possible in Dubai
Uh-huh.
because you can't be sponsored by your employer
Mhm.
and and have a company at the same time. You need an NOC, and banks will never give you that. So the first challenge which I did is I had to put my friend to be my signatory,
Okay.
and that later turned out to be a big disaster.
To put your friend on your first investment here in
Yes,
Dubai.
yes. So he was my 100% owner of my company
Okay.
because I couldn't be on the trade license.
That's true.
And of course, he ended up taking money and running with the money.
How was that? Because you just received that kind of information,
Yes,
distracted, and
yes,
still you're working
hmm
in the corporate world that
yes,
time.
yes.
How did you receive that news, and what next?
So when I started the company, he was unemployed and he had just had his second child. So his wife was not working because she was pregnant, and he was not working, and they were living in Dubai with one child.
Mhm.
So things were very difficult for me.
Mhm.
But I needed somebody who I could trust. So this was the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
He needs work, and I need somebody to work for me and be represent me.
Yes.
And because he's my friend, I trusted him blindly,
Mhm.
not knowing that in business you don't trust anybody, really.
Yes.
Yes. So I opened the company. I put him as the 100% owner of the business, and he with all full banking and every power.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's a major challenge I think
Yes.
you just faced.
Yes.
We could have a break, and then
Okay,
after
we
that
should.
we'll
Yeah.
get back again.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, back to the break. Dream
I understand.
Inspire, Dream Properties. Yes, Elias with me, Constantine Piechotto, one of the big investors in the world. Now I will just go with you to the yacht
Yes.
business because one of the million, we are
Mm,
talking about million,
mm, mm,
billions. The yacht business, where did
mm.
it start from?
Okay, so my partner, who's the president of our company, Mr. Samuel Ali,
Okay.
has been in Dubai for 20 some odd years, and he is a very prominent figure in the law scene. He's been an attorney in the DIFC,
Okay.
and he also owns and has owned many different clubs in Dubai.
Okay.
So one of the things where we saw a gap was to bring entertainment in Dubai on the water.
Hmm.
So that's how we got into the yacht
Okay.
business. Yes. And so what we did is we struck a deal with a couple of our friends who were in the yacht business
Hmm.
to lease those yachts from them
Hmm.
so that we can have an entertainment concept.
Okay.
So that's essentially what our business is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you have your birthday
Hmm.
or your anniversary or you're celebrating something in your
Hmm.
company,
Hmm.
you can give us a call and then we can make an amazing
Okay,
uh,
arrangement. I've
arrangement for
seen
you.
in social.
Yes,
I've seen you
yes,
on social on those yachts.
yes,
Also, you are the one who is arranging on your yachts. But
yes,
why are you also inside there? What are you doing? Because
yes,
there are some people doing that,
yes,
arranging and everything.
yes,
So also you
yes.
or
Well, because him and I, we were people who like entertainment.
party animal.
Yes,
Thank you.
and party animals. Okay. So this keeps us sane because our work is very high pressure.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
We have lots of meetings,
Mm.
uh, and the gold business, which you'll talk about through
Mm.
the House of Gold,
Good. Yes.
the
Yes.
refinery which we own,
Uh-huh.
that is very intensive. Intense in the sense that
Uh,
if you make one small mistake, you lose a lot of money.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
So we need a way to de-stress.
Hmm.
And so, which better way to de-stress than to entertain yourself in your own business?
Thank you. I'm going again to the House of Gold.
Yes,
You're also doing gold. You're
yes,
touching money.
yes,
What you're playing with money
yes.
businesses. House of Gold. What is it doing,
Okay,
and how is it doing?
okay,
How did it start?
okay. So the House of Gold is a refinery, gold refinery business
Uh-huh.
located in Lusaka, Zambia.
Oh.
But we have a trading business which is in Dubai. And our first office was in DMCC, which is JLT Fortune Tower, Cluster C.
I know it.
And then we've now outgrown that office and we've now moved to Business Bay.
The downtown, I think.
Yes.
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 Okay.
So the concept is very simple. One day when I was looking for some jewelry for my wife, I took a stroll to the goat souk.
The wife also come again on this one.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
so
she comes in. Yeah.
looks like the connection of the wife is
Yes.
everywhere on your businesses.
Yes.
Getting back. Okay, let's continue that story.
Okay. So I went to the gold souk and I was amazed at how much gold is available, how many people come to buy, how much it's a big thing. So as I was walking out of the jeweler, I noticed something that really changed my view. I saw two young boys from Africa. I think they were from Sudan.
Okay.
They must have been no older than 18 or 19 years old.
Teenagers.
They were teenagers. And they walked into the same store which I was coming from, and they had 8 kilograms of unrefined gold.
Whoa.
And at the time, the gold price must have been $45,000
Per kg.
per kg. So this means that they ended up counting well over 1 million dirham right in front of my eyes. So when I looked at them, they put it in a bag and they walked out. I really thought to myself, what is it that I have been missing all along? So from that point on, everything changed for me.
So you started the refinery.
Yes.
Now
So
you are doing the refinery only, but also you are selling, I believe.
yes. So what we did was in 2020 is when I set up my first company with my friend,
Okay.
and we were buying gold from Ghana
Uh-huh.
and shipping it to Dubai
Okay.
and selling it. And then when that relationship went south, my lawyer at the time, which is my current business partner, who's the president and CEO of our company, I called him and I said, listen, I have been defrauded, so I need your help. Obviously, he knew my friend and how close we were, and he was surprised. But then he got involved to help me with the case. And during that time, he had another client who was in the gold business in Guinea Conakry.
Yeah, Conakry.
So this is how, when his friend or his client wanted to do gold business in Dubai, that's we got connected, and then he said, "Why don't we work together?" So that's how we ended up joining forces and working together.
Now we are talking about the SNC.
Yes.
Okay.
So his name is Sam,
Okay.
and mine is Costa.
Uh-huh.
So S and C.
Okay. Sam and Costa.
Yes, Sam and Costa.
Wow. That's about gold. I'm going to the properties.
Yes.
You have invested also in properties
Yes.
here in Dubai.
Hmm.
We know the challenges of money, I
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
How was your first property came on your hand?
Okay. So me working as a banker, I was in a very fortunate situation because obviously banks loan money to people, including their own employees.
Yeah.
So we were getting a very good discount on the interest rate. So when you work for a bank, you get discounts on banking products. What do banks sell? They sell money, and they sell money at a profit, which is an interest rate.
Yes.
So if you, as a regular client, are paying 5%, I get lucky because I only pay 2%.
Okay, I heard about that.
And
In some banks, yeah.
so I went and I applied. Obviously, they were my employer, so they did all the checks, and the salary was going in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they gave me the loan, and that was my first property.
So the first one was through mortgage.
Yes, through mortgage.
Okay, then from there you just keep developing.
Then that property did very well because also was very fortunate in the sense that I bought it from my client at the bank. So I knew all the commercials on that property. And so I bought it at a very good price because they were from Britain and they were leaving. And I just made them an offer. and they took it.
Okay, that's great.
So I think the current yield on that property is something like 25%.
For now, wow, that's the first one we are talking
Yes,
about. But you have many. I know you have
yes.
different here in Dubai.
So Dubai is a very good market.
Mm,
You have to know the areas because
mm,
Dubai is very area
mm.
centric.
Yes.
You are not going to make money in all the areas in Dubai. You need
Mm,
to know the right areas.
mm,
So fortunately for me, I had a lot of tools when I was in the bank because we have valuations, which I used to look at valuations all the
mm,
time. I know
mm,
which areas are doing well.
mm.
We have appraisals department where we know which areas are being appraised for real time pricing. And so I spent about 2 years researching the property market in Dubai
Okay.
before I bought my first property. And then once
Okay.
you're in the market, you continue.
Okay. I can ask you the same question.
Yes.
Who is your role model until today you are here?
Okay. That's a very good question. I think my parents,
Hmm.
okay, more specifically my late father, he
Hmm.
passed on after COVID.
Very sorry to hear that.
Yes, so my parents for sure. But I think my business partner as well.
Hmm.
He's a much more seasoned businessman. He's a father of 6 children.
Hmm.
He's a former military veteran.
Okay.
He's my mentor and
Hmm.
my adopted father
Oh,
and
wow.
my very close friend and business partner.
Okay.
So he's a big role model for me.
Yeah,
And of course, people like yourself as well. Who we draw a lot of inspiration
yeah, yeah.
from
Thank
people
you.
like yourself.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Now, and I will ask, I will feel like to ask you,
Hmm.
do you pull investors in or you are using your own money
Mm.
in the gold business, mostly the gold one,
Yes.
because I know the yacht and properties,
Yes.
little bit they are settled,
Yes.
but the gold business, which I know that it needs a lot of money,
Yes.
do you pull investors in, or you just only your capital funds only?
So gold is exactly like banking.
Mm,
Okay. Most banks, and I'll talk about banking, then I'll talk about gold.
mm,
Most banks have little of their own money. The money that the banks invest belongs to the clients.
yes.
And obviously, in order for you to grow, you always need to raise more capital.
Hmm.
So one of my business partners, Mr. Osman Dawood Osman,
Okay.
is actually our chief investor relations officer.
Mm,
And his role is to bring in investors, to bring money into our gold business so our refinery business and our trading business
mhm,
can continue to grow.
mm, mhm,
But gold is very capital intensive, and you will never get to a point
mhm,
where you have enough money because if you're doing 1 ton a month,
mhm,
to go from 1 ton to 2 months, you need to 2 tons, you need more money. And to go to 10 tons, you need even more money.
mm,
And to go to 100 tons, you need even more money.
mm.
So in this part of the world, Dubai, I think, is now the world's second largest gold market.
Yes.
It's $100 billion market,
Mm,
which is mostly driven by the Indian market because
mm,
India is in the top three biggest markets for gold.
mhm,
And there's a big Indian community here.
mhm,
So this market plus the Indian market
mhm,
makes it that it's very lucrative
mhm.
to raise money and to do the trading business.
Mm, that's true. That's true. So you are also pulling investors. In which ways are you using to pull the investors in?
Yes.
Mhm,
So we have a product which does very well
mm,
where individual investors
mhm,
can allocate as little as half a kg worth of money
mhm,
to buy a half a kg
mhm,
with another investor
mm.
to make 1 kg. And then
Okay.
we take that money and we'll use it for trading.
Mhm.
And at the end of every monthly trading period, we share the profits.
Okay. Okay. I think that's obvious an easy way to invest in your SNC.
Yeah.
Wow. In on it. Okay. The real Costa with his SNC.
Mm.
Where are we seeing him 5 years from 2023?
Yes. So the refinery business, which is in Lusaka, Zambia,
Mm,
is almost completed in terms of the facility.
mhm,
That facility will offer a vault, a
mm,
private vault, where people can keep their gold and jewelry and money and other things. including obviously our suppliers will be able to have safekeeping and custody.
Mm-hmm.
We've already signed an exclusive partnership with a vault, one of the biggest private vaults in the UAE, at
Okay.
DWC, which is Al
DWC.
Maktoum Airport.
Yes, there. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, so that allows our clients to have access to Lusaka, Zambia, Dubai and the Middle East, and Switzerland for safekeeping. So you as a client, you can keep your goods anywhere in those three jurisdictions.
Mm-hmm.
So if we take that business, our strategic plan for the next 5 years is that we take our company to a $2 billion company.
Whoa.
We've already, since we started, hit the 500 million mark.
Uh-huh.
So we see that to get to 2 billion, once our refinery is fully operational,
Okay.
should be something that's well within our reach to achieve.
$2 billion we are talking about
United
here.
States dollars.
Wow. I see it coming because I know you're hardworking.
I hope so. It's not easy.
The last but not least, what can you tell others who are looking and watching at you now?
Hmm.
Like an advice,
Hmm.
because they have their dreams. Maybe they don't believe that it can happen or it can work.
Yes.
What can you advise them?
The only advice I can give is you need to start. Stop thinking, stop analyzing, stop planning,
Mhm.
stop discussing. Just do it.
Okay.
Once you do it and you start doing it, you realize that there are a lot more people that are there to support, guide, advise, plan, assist than you actually thought.
Uh-huh.
And you also realize there's a lot of opportunities, especially in Dubai and the GCC and the Middle East, because these are young economies that have been fortunate because of oil money, and they're very close to Africa, which is the source market,
Yes.
and there's a lot of money and a lot of wealth that's been created,
Mhm.
and a lot of good people from everywhere. So our company, we have people that work for us and are part of us, partners from India, from the Philippines, from Africa, different parts of Africa. In fact, most parts of Africa, West Africa, East Africa, and from the UK and from the United States. So this is one of the advantages of working here, because you'll meet people from all over the world. And as long as they're good people, you can trust them, you can have a really good concept, which is full of diversity. So my advice is just start.
Start.
Just get started.
Whatever it will be, that start and face
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Because when you start, you can find a lot of obstacles.
Yes.
You have to face them.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Costa Ntin Chepioto.
Yes.
I think I'm correctly spelling it well.
Yes.
Thanks for your time and believing that it was not easy. You told me last time we were in Zambia, I'm
Yes.
going to Switzerland, I'm going
Yes.
to UK,
Yes.
those kind of mix.
Yes.
This potential time which you just shared with us, we appreciate and we say thank you again.
Thank you too, and like I said, we're very happy to be on the show.
Thank you so much.
Shukran jazeelan.
Thank you, Shukran Jazil. Thank you. I'm Elias, Dream Inspired Dream Properties. As I told you always, I think you have learned a lot from Konstantin Chepioto here with us in the studio. So thank you for your time and keep on watching Dream Inspire shows the future. Thank you for the production team and Dream Properties at all. I'm out.
Happened to many people.
And these trust issues, they're killing me. That's why now you don't trust anyone. I see. I see even me, the way we... I get it. Now I understand where it comes from.
Yes.